News Radio 92.3, informative, local, dependable. Good morning. This is Pep Talk, Pensacola's expert panel with Meg. And this is BoatSmart, sponsored by Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. In the studio this morning, we have Bill Kidwell. He is the Marine Services, manager, I would call it, over at Key Marine Center. How you doing, Bill? Whoop, wait, hang on. Got to turn your microphone on. That's always helpful, right?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
It's Friday.
Yep.
And unfortunately, our friend Stefan couldn't be here this morning. He's got other plans. He says he has other plans. My guess is maybe he's out on a boat somewhere.
There's a good chance, but yeah, I was talking with him, and I believe he had a few appointments that he couldn't reschedule. You know, he'd be here if he could. He's really passionate about the show and everything else he does. So.
I know he is. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the sponsor of the show, Bill. This is the people that you represent, Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. For folks maybe that are new to the area or aren't familiar with all your services and what y'all do and where you're located, tell us a little bit about Key Marine.
Yes, ma'am. And then again, this is BoatSmart, and it's sponsored by Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. Like Meg said, I am the service manager there, the one in charge of making sure that y'all have a better than you're used to experience when it comes to all forms of marine repair and repowering your boat. And we're located at 5621 Bauer Rd, over there on the west side of town in Pensacola. Our phone number is 850-492-0487. And our website is keymarincenter.com. And you can check out our website. We do have that. We're getting better and better at keeping that updated. We have a new full-time girl taking care of that. Her name is Kylie. But anyways, you can check out that website for our engine stock and special deals that we may have going on. Also, you can check out the Facebook site for updates, hours, and project pictures. And we're trying to do that more and more as bigger projects we have going on, give you a step-by-step report on that. A lot of people are interested in that. And we do have new stock arriving daily with Yamaha, Mercury, and Suzuki at great deals. A lot of the motors that we have in stock, we can give you a better deal on, but we do have that arriving daily. You can just give us a call, 850-492-0487, and we have all the answers to any questions you may have. And definitely we are a repower facility over there for Yamaha, Mercury, Mercury Racing, Mercruiser, and Suzuki. What a repower center is a place that hangs new motors on your boat or puts new motors in them.
Oh, you answered my question. What does it mean to repower?
Yeah, that entails putting a brand new motor on the back of a boat or inside a boat in a stern drive application. And really, because most boats were designed to, outlive I don't know if they're designed that way, but it just is what it is, that most of the outboards don't last as long as the better hulls out there. So we do specialize in that instead of having a new boat line for sale. And if y'all have checked lately, the price of new boats, it'll kind of hurt your feelings.
Oh, gosh.
They're pretty expensive, so that even makes it more cost effective to a boat that you're already in love with and is in good shape, and the motor, for one reason or another, has come to a point of diminishing returns, like I like to say. And
it's a nice way to put it.
We can definitely hook you up there, and we can repair anything when it comes to repair and service the Yamaha, Mercury Racing, Mercruiser, and Suzuki products out there. Be sure and check us out on Facebook.
Okay, wow, that's a lot that you do over there. What are your hours? When are you all open?
Okay, we're open from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and during the summer hours, which we're in right now, we are open from 8 to 12 on Saturday.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, so if somebody wanted to bring their boat out to get it checked out, because a lot of folks are probably just starting to put their boats back in the water if they haven't already, is that a good time to bring it by?
Anytime's a good time to bring it by. You can give us a call ahead of time. There does come a time when we do get a little bit congested in storage space there. But, yeah, for the most part, just bring it on by, and we'll get you there. As a matter of fact, I've been mentioning on shows in the recent past about all the changes we made over the winter to really cut that wait time down.
And it seems to be working, you said, this morning.
Yeah, it does. About a week or so ago, we got out. We were telling people, maybe 2 weeks, but now we've caught right back up again. And within a couple days on just services and stuff, we're going to get on them like in a day or two. And other projects, of course, it just depends on how big it is. But we're going to be looking at it within a week. And yeah, that's unheard of in the industry.
Wow, okay.
So everything we've done, knock on wood, has seemed to be working at this point with the addition of new technicians and just the way we handle things over there.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's always good to be streamlining. It never hurts.
Yeah, and I wanted to re-mention the fact that I am the one making sure that you do have a better than you're used to experience when it comes to this. And of course, I can't do it on my own. I have one heck of a team, an unbeatable team when it comes to not only the technicians there, but the people in the front that are, doing everything in their power to make your experience way better than you're used to.
Okay, talking with Bill Kidwell. He is the service manager over at Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. This is Pep Talk, Pensacola's expert panel with Meg, and this is BoatSmart. So now is the time. If you've got boating questions, you've been thinking about maybe switching out the motor, something that's going on in your boating world, this is the place to text that question in, 850-437-1620. So one of the things that makes Key Marine special is that you are what they call an OEM shop. Can you explain what that acronym means and why it's so important and kind of differentiates you from other places?
Okay, well, there are a lot of other places out there that are an original equipment manufacturer.
There you go.
That's what that stands for. And what you get there, whenever you choose a place that has the dealerships and has the ability to put OEM parts into your boat, let's face it, it's it's really a rough environment. I mean, we defy most laws of physics by being on the water. And so
That's true. When you think about it, yeah.
Yeah. None of us has fins or gills or any of that. So I tell people that all the time. And, of course, and you can't just stop your boat and walk to a phone or whatever if something goes wrong. So it's really important that you put the highest quality of everything into that boat. Not only the parts and all that we use. I mean, we're strictly OEM, even the oil, lubricants, greases, everything that we put into your boat is OEM if it, unless there's a weird situation where we can't go that route. The other main advantage, Meg, is that you have these factory trained technicians that get to go school every year. And of course, they start out in Stefan's program in a lot of cases, which he does a wonderful job of getting them prepared for being into what we like to call the real world, where things do change somewhat. But they need that initial training to jump in. And then once they come to Key Marine, they're greeted by, several technicians that have a huge amount of experience. We're well over 100 years plus. I'd have to count it up.
Wow.
Of combined experience. And then we've got some guys there. They're really wanting to teach everybody in the team to be on that other level, to be those kind of guys that look forward to the hardest diagnostics that you can throw at them, because they take great pride in making that happen. And they realize that anyone, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And so any of the new guys that are coming up or guys that have less experience or whatever, they're taking them in under their wing, for a lack of a better term there, and creating this team that, in my opinion, is unbeatable.
Wow. Okay. But I think what makes a difference, too, is that you're keeping ahead of the technology. It's ever changing, I'm sure, in the boating world as much as it is in the car world and everything else that we're dealing with today. So you were talking about a lot of the guys go back to classes and continue to study and learn the new techniques and technologies.
Yes, and being able to go back to the factories, with Yamaha, Mercury, and Suzuki for that kind of training. And then all the guys that are going, they're spreading what they've learned when they come back from school with everybody. And every diagnostics that we have there, everyone just has this weird ability to get involved. And, of course, they're paying attention to what they're doing as well on their jobs. but then they're sharing, hey, guess what I found out here? And yes, with the technology changing, it's definitely a challenge. I even still go to schools every year, because my background is technician. It's a little different. I'm not just a business manager. I'm the technician as well that's reviewing everything that's going on, making sure we're making the right moves and repairing it as best and as cost efficient as possible.
Okay. We've got some questions coming in from our listeners. This is BoatSmart, your opportunity to ask questions. Our expert is here. We have Bill Kidwell, who is the manager at Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. So this one comes in from our listener, Johnny. He said, a goofy question. Johnny, there are no goofy questions. Okay. So he says, can I use high-octane fuel instead of non-ethanol if I run out quickly, or should I stay with the non-ethanol?
Well, it's always, and I think I know who that is. He's definitely a loyal listener.
Yes.
And, but anyways, yeah, my spin on that is you need to avoid ethanol fuels at all costs because of what you get with ethanol. Ethanol, it is hygroscopic in nature. It wants to absorb moisture out of the atmosphere. And the other thing that's working against it, it wants to degrade much quicker than the fuels that don't have that ethanol in it. And in my opinion, the higher the octane in the non-ethanol world is the better. Typically, the higher the octane, better. It kind of gives you a buffer of how long that fuel will last. But definitely, and I get it, sometimes if you're in a pinch and you have to put some ethanol in there, put just the least amount as possible, and then whenever you can, top it off with some good non-ethanol fuel. And trust me, that is just trying to save you money because we can't change the physics of the fuel or what the effects that it has on the products and the way it acts in our atmosphere, especially high humidity down here. But what has happened over the years is the manufacturers have gotten better at all the parts that are in the fuel system to be able to withstand that ethanol. But, you can run it, but I would avoid it at all costs, Johnny.
Okay, great question, Johnny. Thanks for texting that in. If you've got a question, this is Pep Talk and BoatSmart. Our expert is here, Bill from Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida, 850-437-1620. So speaking of gas, with gas prices going up, do you have any gas-saving tips for boaters? That's a great question.
Well,
turn the engine off?
Yeah, turning the engine off helps. And by having the newest, latest, greatest motors that get the best fuel economy that you can get, that's important as well. And a lot of people are saying, because the fuel prices are so high, maybe I should get the less expensive ethanol fuel. But that can backfire on you because, you may run into a situation where the cost for repairs because of the adverse effects of that may counteract that savings that you had. But yeah, and like I've said a bunch of times, is that the newer motors are much more, the cost of operation is way less. So that's one of the reasons why if you have an older motor, we're going to recommend that you get into one of the new motors because across the board, they're getting better fuel economy.
That makes a lot of sense. They're more fuel efficient.
Definitely,
and
a lot more reliable, too.
Okay, talking with Bill Kidwell, 850-437-1620. So just want to shout out again to our friend Stefan Schmidt, who's usually on the show with us. He had some other appointments this morning. Stefan is the Marine Services instructor at Georgestone Technical College, and they're one of the #1 ranking technical marine services classes in the country, if you can believe that. And like Bill said, what's really great is a lot of his students go on to graduate from Georgestone Technical College and then start with Key Marine. Then they benefit from the expertise of all the guys that you've had there over the years, which is really amazing. So just a shout out to all the guys and gals that are studying over at Georgestone Technical College this morning.
And like I've said before, we do have 5 people at Key Marine.
Oh, 5 altogether? Wow.
Right. One of them's not in the marine technology. He's in the welding course, but he looks to, go ahead and become a technician. He's just getting that welding certification just because he's that kind of guy that wants to be getting something. I guess he's so close to being done with that. And like Stefan had said on the previous show, well, maybe he can cross-train or take his course instead. Hey, I don't know. He may do that. His name is Colin, and he joined us, it's probably several months ago now, and he's definitely becoming a very integral part of our team over there. 13 people making it happen every day, all day for y'all, giving you a better experience than you're used to. I guarantee it.
How many years have you been doing this, Bill?
It's over 40.
Wow.
Coming up on 45.
I sit here and I think about the changes you've seen in boats, because back when I was, my first, I think it was an Evinrude. I think we had a boat with the Evinrude motor. Do they even make those anymore?
They do not. They went out of business. But yeah, that was one of the motors to have back in the day.
I remember,
for sure.
yeah, because we had a boat, we had a lake house and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, the changes that you have seen, it must be really, what's the biggest change now you've seen recently in terms of the motors?
Well, the two big transformations that's happened during my tenure.
Yeah.
Wow, a big word. That
That's a
I don't
Stefan
know where
word.
that came from, but
Stefan, he's here in spirit.
Is that what it is?
That's
We had the ethanol to non-ethanol, well, the ethanol transformation that really in the beginning, early days, was doing a lot because the motors weren't designed to handle it as far as the parts in the fuel system. You know, like I said a few minutes ago, we can't change the way that the fuel reacts in our environment and just the whole physics things of that. And then the other thing that was major, of course, is from the 2-stroke to 4-stroke transformation.
Explain that. What does that mean?
Okay, back in, in the Johnson Evinrude days and all that, the motors are 2-cycle or 2-stroke, and they were lighter, and they were the kind that mixed oil with the fuel, and they can typically, well, not nowadays, but back then, they would give you a better power to weight ratio. And so they were perfect for the marine industry. So that was what stuck for the longest time. But the motors that are in like your car are a 4-stroke motor, and we could go into the differences between 2 and 4-stroke motors. But the main difference is there's a lot more moving parts in a 4-stroke motor, but they become more fuel efficient, and they become a lot more reliable.
Okay, so that makes sense. An improvement, hopefully in efficiency.
Yeah, those are the two biggest things. Of course, we've had transformations from hydraulic to electric steering. And trust me, all the technicians, we got a couple of them at the shop right now, that the electric steering has been very reliable. And when you say that, a lot of people get a little bit worried about that. But trust me, your car, if it's, it's got electric steering in it now. That transformation from hydraulic to electric has been happening in several industries. I mean, still it's not there for the heavy lifting like in tractors and stuff like that. But the problems with hydraulics is just the physics of it and the cylinders and the fluid and all that. But they're getting much better with it and all. And every one of my guys is on the leading edge of that for sure.
Well, that's great news. And we got a listener just texted in from Richard, a very nice text. He said, I just talked to Guy. He's going to check out my 90 Merc this weekend.
Guy?
I guess that's what it says. Guy. Is that someone that works with you? I'm guessing
no,
somebody.
I have
maybe
a
he
guy.
meant a guy, but he said he's going to check out the 90 Merc this weekend. And he says, thanks.
Okay. I know. That's one of my customers. Yes.
Yes. That's what he said. So
Mr. Yaste. And yeah, he's been a wonderful customer of ours over the years. And his brother bought a new motor from us and all that. But if it's the same guy, I think that's
it. It is. That's exactly right. Richard Yaste. Yep. So thanks, Richard, for texting that in. We always like to hear good news. We like to hear good news. 850-437-1620. We still have a few minutes left, and a lot going on this weekend. And there's still time to bring your boats in. One of the things that you were talking about previously was the OEM shop, the fact that you are certified, I guess, in so many different ways, like Key Marine. Now, what is the difference between what you do here locally and, say, a national chain?
Okay, first of all, do you want to go ahead and give that trivia prize away? Oh,
that's right. Yes, of course.
Forget?
I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a trivia question.
Yeah. And this week it's really, really easy.
Okay.
Just be the 4th texter or caller to text in our entire name, Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. And then this week, your prize will be an OEM Yamaha hat and a water bottle.
Cool. Okay, that is perfect timing for the weekend. Okay, 850-437-1620. The 4th texter, text in Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. Be sure to include your name and an email. And again, text in Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida, and you could win the OEM Yamaha hat and water bottle. Fun.
Yeah.
Just in time for the weekend. Okay.
Back to your question, which I didn't forget, believe it or not, is okay. The main differences that can be there, of course, OEM shops are the ones that typically have technicians that have been factory trained and all of that. But the big difference comes in a couple things. Actually, with Key Marine, one of the biggest things is how hard we push and strive to never be resting on our laurels about how good we are to the people and how low we can keep our prices to provide that service that's so greatly needed, especially over there on the west side of town. Even though I have people bringing them from all parts, even a few up in Alabama and Georgia bring us their boats because we've made such an impact on them in the past. But one of the other things, it's just really all about how strong is the team and how much does it cost, in my opinion. And so I think, which I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that with national chain places that are focusing on selling new boats, typically would see that their labor rates are higher. And because of a lot of expense goes into selling new boats, especially when they're really expensive and you can't sell them immediately, and there's interest that they have to pay every month on that to the banks to floor them for them and whatnot. And so we do everything in our power to keep that labor rate as low as possible. I think if you checked around for the team that we have and all the factory dealerships and the whole overall experience, we can't be beat. And we're doing it less expensive than anyone in town.
Okay, we have a winner from our trivia question, which was a pretty easy one. What's the name of the sponsor of the show?
I'll say it. It's Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida.
There you go. Okay, Michael Taylor, you're the winner of the OEM Yamaha hat and water bottle from Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. What will happen is you'll stop by the store itself, the center itself, and once you tell him where he needs to go to pick up his prize.
Okay, it's 5621 Bauer Road. That's over on the west side of town. Once again, 5621 Bauer Road. You can come pick it up. We don't mind showing you around the place and whatnot, and showing you all the motors that we have in stock and all that. We're really proud of what's going on over there for sure.
Well, it's a great opportunity to get the tour, and it's usually the first class tour from Mr. Bill Kidman. He certainly has been there. How many years have you been with Key Marine now?
19. No, I think it's
most of your career
probably.
At this point?
No, not most of it. Well, a good part of it. I think it's 14 years now.
Wow.
Something like
Okay.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in the business overall, close to 40 years?
Yeah, over 40
You
for
can't
sure.
replace that kind of experience.
Yeah, and the passion that comes with that. A lot of people that are my age, which I'm the same age as Stefan, we share that same passion to make a difference.
Right.
He's making a huge difference. I feel like I'm making a huge difference in the city by, running everything over there and constantly striving for that customer experience that can't be matched. And of course, I can't do it without the help of all the expert, wonderful people that are over there. Y'all give us a call. I'm sure we can make a difference in your boating life too.
Okay, and what's that number again?
It's 850-492-0487.
And you said they've got the website up and running now, and what is the website?
Okay, the website is keymarinecenter.com, and we do have a full-time person now that's going to be working at keeping that updated for you.
Excellent.
So, yep.
All right, Bill Kidwell, thank you so much for being here this Friday on BoatSmart, sponsored by Key Marine Center of Northwest Florida. Thanks a lot, Bill.
Thank you. Y'all
All
have
right.
a great weekend.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.